Welcome to the Legatum Institute summer party, and we're just absolutely delighted that you're here. There's many, many friends, there's many new friends, and so we're just thrilled that you've come. For those of you who don't know me, but most of you do, I'm Sian Hansen, the Executive Director of the Legatum Institute. And we are delighted to be hosting our summer party tonight, and our guest speaker, our very special guest speaker, the Right Honourable Theresa May. Now, Theresa, as you know, is the most successful and the longest serving Home Secretary in the last 50 years. Yay! And we're absolutely delighted. Now, Theresa's been an advocate for the rule of law, and this is really important to Legatum Institute because it underpins the Legatum Institute Prosperity Index. The rule of law and the security, the personal security of people's lives is so important to enable prosperity. This is really crucial to us. And in our Global Prosperity Index, you'll find that the UK ranks 13th out of 142 countries. But even better, the UK ranks above France, Germany, and the US in terms of expression, freedom of expression, and that you feel safe walking down the street. Now that's an achievement we should be really, really proud of. And it's a record, we feel, that the Home Secretary will safeguard, even without water cannon. Please join me in a round of applause in welcoming the Home Secretary, Theresa May.
Thank you very much indeed, Sian, and it's great to be back at the Legatum Institute. And just in case anybody was wondering what I did last time I came, actually I was facing a sea of women who wanted to become parliamentary candidates and get into Parliament for the Women to Win, which was a great event, and thank you for hosting that. And this is a fantastic summer party tonight. And can I just first of all say a huge congratulations to you, Sian, for the way in which Legatum Institute is just going from strength to strength and really making its mark. And that is down to the leadership that you have shown. So congratulations for that. And I know that you have managed, he's standing behind you, but you have now poached Tim Montgomery to come and spend some time with you as well. And of course, Tim has relatively recently launched the Good Right. And as ever, is prodding us in the Conservative Party in terms of our thinking about how we can actually marry those two agendas of prosperity and social justice together, which is very important. And I just wanted to say a word about that, and then perhaps come on, Sian, if I may, just to say a word about one or two things that Legatum is doing, because I think that marriage of prosperity and social justice, that proof that actually you can be a government that considers social justice, that considers compassion, while ensuring that you are encouraging prosperity and ensuring that in what you do as a government you are being as efficient as possible, I think is very important. And I think it should come naturally to us, but it's something that all too often has been missing, I think, from the political debate. And I just thought I'd give you one small example from my area of policing of how that compassion and efficiency and better public services can actually go together. And it's involved policing and mental health. One of the first things a lot of police officers said to me when I became Home Secretary was that one of the things they found most difficult was dealing with people in mental health crisis. They're not trained to deal with people with mental health problems. Very often they had to take them to the police cell as a place of safety. They had to sit outside the cell and watch over them. This was inefficient for the police. It used resources. It wasn't a very good result for the individual. By changing that, working with the Department of Health, looking at alternative places of safety, we've actually been able to ensure that the police are more efficient because their resources aren't being used, but the result for the individual is much better. The compassion that you can show and the effect that you can have on the life of an individual in improving their life and helping them at a time of crisis is much better. And it's not rocket science, it's actually very simple. We're looking at those ways of dealing with people. So that agenda of compassion, efficiency, prosperity and social justice, I think is very important. And Sian mentioned the rule of law. And often people look at the Home Office and they say, the Home Office is not a department that has got anything to do with prosperity. And I say, well, businesses won't come and set up in the United Kingdom unless we've got stability in the rule of law. So what we do in terms of security, I think, is very important in underpinning that ability to provide that agenda of prosperity and to provide that strong economy that we need to provide for so much else. And then if I may just mention one other thing about Legatum, the work that you've just been telling me about in relation to propaganda and identification of propaganda. One of the challenges that we will be dealing with, deal with it constantly obviously, but in terms of our certain policy areas for the Home Office, is the issue of extremism and counter-extremism. And I was interested because often we look and talk about the counter-narrative in what we need to do and how we need to combat the extremist message and the poisonous ideology that sometimes turns young minds and others and can turn them into violence. But I was interested that you were talking about actually educating people to identify the propaganda, not just to put the other message, but to find another way, actually, of helping people to identify when what they are seeing is propaganda, when what they are seeing is that sort of message. And I think that is really interesting work that Legatum is doing. So all told, I think you're doing some really fascinating pieces of work. As I said earlier, really making your mark now as a place, as you can see, not just from the number of people here, but from the sort of people who are here. This is the place to be, and this is, you are really making your mark as the Legatum Institute, so I'm delighted to have been able to join you here on the summer party, and all I can say is more strength to your elbow for the future. Thank you.
Home Secretary, thank you very much for your remarks and gracing us with your presence here tonight. We're very grateful. My name's Alan McCormack. I am the chair of the Legatum Institute Foundation. And for those of you who don't know about the Institute, we are an international public policy think tank. Our mission is the promotion of prosperity. And we look at that holistically, looking at both economic growth and looking at well-being as well. And one of the things we're really interested in stimulating is a conversation looking at more about what we're becoming as a society and not so much about what we're getting. Sian, has already been commented on, is leading us and has led this organisation over particularly the last 12 months to really new heights. And along with a really distinguished team of scholars, we have a really notable programme, which includes Tim's programme on Revitalizing Capitalism. This is an attempt to really understand capitalism and really reinvigorate faith in the free market system. As Sian's already commented, we have the Prosperity Index, which is really a global study, a comparative study of relative prosperity between countries, which is led by Nathan Gamester, standing over there. And has already been commented on, Anne Applebaum and Peter Pomerantsev have a wonderful study looking at corruption, looking at governance, and looking at the ingredients that make for well-run societies. So on behalf of my fellow trustees, we're just really excited about where the Institute is at, what it's accomplished. And I know many people in this room have been part of that success this year, so thank you for your support. We're really grateful. We couldn't do it without you, and we're looking forward very much to the years ahead and to the future that the Institute has. So thank you again. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Home Secretary, and have a good summer, everybody. Thank you.